When we get to Bronny James, that kid has done nothing. Any attention that he's warranted has been because of his dad.
Right now, he is not an NBA level player.
That he's likely to go undrafted in 2024.
The news has just broke. Bronny James is declaring for the NBA draft. And many people are questioning why you would decide to do this when he hasn't exactly had the greatest freshman season. He's averaged 5 points per game on less than stellar shooting splits. But this is actually a genius decision with a lot of layers that I'm sure LeBron has had his hand in. The second part of his announcement is being completely overlooked by the media. Bronny has entered the transfer portal, and he's keeping his college eligibility. Obviously, staying at USC will not be in his best interest. With this team being truthfully awful this season and finishing with a 15-18 record, Bronny still couldn't find a role or consistent minutes on this squad. He was fourth in guard rotations, playing behind Isaiah Collier, Boogie Ellis, and Kobe Johnson, none of which are consensus next level pros except Isaiah Collier. So if Bronny doesn't get drafted and decides to remain in college, where will he go? Duke, Kentucky, Ohio State? My guess is probably none of these. Bronny is going to Duquesne University. If you're like me and don't follow college basketball closely, then you're probably thinking, where the hell is that? Duquesne is a small Catholic university with about 5,000 students in Pittsburgh. Despite its size, it is a D1 program. But why would Bronny leave Southern California for Pittsburgh? It's because of the coaching staff. The former head basketball coach, Ken Dambrot, recently retired. And Ken was also LeBron's former coach at St. Vincent St. Mary's High School. The new coach at Duquesne, who's replacing Dambrot, is Dru Joyce, LeBron's former high school teammate and a longtime family friend of the James family. So if the goal is for Bronny to develop in college before going to the league, what better place than a school where your close friend is the coach? There will be more opportunity for Bronny to show that he can be the guy for a team and a real priority on his development. Duquesne isn't exactly known for producing NBA talent, the biggest name they've produced so far being TJ McConnell, but at least Bronny will be able to get more reps with the ball in his hand. Most people say this is what Bronny really needs, because if you can't be the guy in college, how can you be a guy in the pros? But a lot of pros, like Gilbert Arenas and Jeff Teague, think he's already league ready.
Nah, go hoop. I just don't think he's a college basketball player.
Nah, he's a pro.
Yeah, I don't think his skill set is not meant for college. Like, for be a college player and have shine, you got to get buckets. And he's not like a bucket getter. What he do well is like, I can pass, I play good defense, I can make a shot, but I'm not like a aggressive get bucket person. I'm a really complimentary player.
I can see what Jeff Teague is talking about. Bronny's game, even in high school, seemed more like a 3-and-D player in the NBA. Remember all the memes saying LeBron built Bronny into his perfect teammate? Generally, when we're talking about draft prospects, the first thing we look for is production. How many points a game are they scoring? But for a player whose game looks more like Alex Caruso, Mike Conley, Drew Holiday, in terms of playing great defense, being a selfless player, and making the right plays, you would be missing out on what they can offer if you're only looking at the stat sheet. So he does have some skills that would be transferable. It's very possible he will be picked up by an NBA team this upcoming draft, especially when teams know it comes with a chance of signing LeBron James, even if it means signing to a minimum contract. If I was going to take a bet as to where Bronny will go, it will be on our sponsors BETUS, where you can place bets, player props, over, unders, even place bets on where you think Bronny James will be drafted. If you sign up using the link in the description, you'll get a 125% deposit match on your first 3 deposits. Link in the description. Now back to the video. Bronny is currently projected to be a late second round draft pick, or even worse, undrafted. The simplest answer is usually the correct one. The Lakers have the 55th pick in this upcoming draft, so unless a title contending team is willing to take Bronny with a higher pick so they can get that 1 year of LeBron on a team-friendly contract, then Bronny will probably be a Laker and stay in LA with his dad, which wouldn't be terrible for Bronny. The Lakers are very good at player development. Just look at Austin Reeves, who averaged 4 points a game in his freshman year at Wichita State, who's now developed into a starter on most NBA teams and has had playoff success. Kyle Kuzma, who was a 27th pick, also averaged 3 points a game as a freshman. Josh Hart, who was a 30th pick, also averaged 7 points a game. Yes, these guys all had multiple years in college before being picked up by the Lakers, but the starting point is very similar to where Bronny is now. Even future league MVP Russell Westbrook averaged 3 points a game as a freshman. But even considering all this, I think going to the NBA next season would be a huge mistake because Bronny hasn't proved anything yet. His main leverage to be on an NBA roster right now isn't his talent, it's his dad. So what happens once LeBron retires? It's a big risk because Bronny will have to develop enough in just 1 year so that he can guarantee himself a roster spot after LeBron retires. It will be hard to get back on a roster after you've already been cut. I think it would be more beneficial for Bronny to just stay in college, even if it means staying a full 4 years. We've seen guys be seniors, get drafted, and still have successful NBA careers. Just look what Jaime Jaquez Jr. is doing right now for the Miami Heat. But leave a comment. Let me know what you think about everything going on right now. Is Bronny going to change schools? Is Bronny going to go to the league? Is this a good idea? Leave a comment. I'll respond to everybody. And don't forget to subscribe.